everyone. I think tonight's show is about girls or having some girl talk. And I think someone here from EcoKnights is supposed to guide this program. Anyone there?
Hoot hoot! Hi there, Yasmin.
Hi, Casper.
Yeah, you remember me. Oh, hi everyone. It's me, Casper, G's Prodigy, and back at it again to assist Yasmin on her journey tonight. Woohoo! Okay, so today it is all about girls talk. Did you know that the people who have been working behind the scenes, managing the back end, are all women, Yasmin?
I heard.
Yeah, it is very cool. We've been through a lot and it's very how do I say it's very challenging. So we thought we might want to make an episode to today we'll be dedicating it to those ladies who couldn't appear on screen and every other woman out there whose efforts did not go vain, forgotten in history and whose contribution taken for granted. Hence, we invite you, an alleged character of inspiration to some, here to satisfy the curiosity of the public on how you manage to make it this far in life within a patriarchal society.
How did I make it so far?
Yeah,
Is that the question?
and
In political society?
yeah, I mean, like you're a public figure that everyone's been looking up to. You're like the woman of wonders, if I may say.
How did I make it so far? I think I was stubborn. I think I was determined and never once thought that being a female or woman would ever be an obstacle. Or that's at least that's in my head. So
Okay, that is very interesting. So this is our seventh episode of Sembang Alam Sunday Girls Talk featuring Dr. Yasmin Rasyid. As I have mentioned earlier, everything about today's episode revolves around girls' talk and female empowerment. There will be plenty of questions asked by the female staff and some directed to Yasmin. Yasmin, you shall do your best today to answer them in a way that will provide enlightenment and hopefully a sufficient guide for the ladies to pave ways for our kinfolks in the society. It's no
I'll
mystery
try.
that society had adopted a more patriarchal view, and I'm not here to break down the concept into bite sized pieces. The internet
Mhm.
is made handy at times like this. A little Googling about sexism and feminism, you'll understand why people advocate for this up until now. I mean, yeah, despite it all, we're here today to celebrate womanhood and women in general. So, without further ado, let's proceed with the first segment. Are you ready for the first segment, Yasmin?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so now the first segment that we have for you today is Ask Me Anything. So I'm gonna invite the figures, the ones that's been working back end that I've mentioned before. So welcome to the screen, Nasuha and Khadijah. Give a
Hi,
round of applause to
Yasmin.
these
Hi.
two.
For a question for me.
Okay, so I'm gonna excuse myself and have you guys to talk. Have your ladies' night today. Hoot hoot!
So
Okay,
who's
hi,
gonna go?
Yasmin.
Hi. Who's gonna ask the
I'm
question?
gonna go first.
Okay, go.
Okay.
Nasuha will go
Uh, yeah.
Go, Suha.
Okay. Yasmin, I believe that everyone has experienced rough days, a tough week, or even just a moment of sadness. And sometimes all you need is for someone to let you know that you are truly going to be okay. So my question is, do you mind to share with us what has been the lowest point in your life that you have been through?
I I've been to several lowest points in my life, but I think the worst ones, or at least the ones that I remember, um, was going through a time where I had to, I was under terrible amount of stress from external stakeholders. That really affected even my mental health a little bit. So I knew I was going to go through a burnout. I went through it, but I think what really helped was being able to snap out of it quick enough, so that I could wake up from bed or do normal things, and a whole lot of distractions. So it's a big topic. I hope I answered it correctly, but I think going through stress or going through low points are necessary, because by going through low points, then you reach the high point. So I think the most important thing is not feeling sorry or feeling too bad about going through a low point, but having the courage to, get through it, get through that wave. Normally, you end up in a sweeter spot. I hope that helps.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And I believe that we need to believe that there is always hope. And Khadijah, do you have questions for Yasmin?
You have a question for me, Dee? She froze.
Hi,
Hi
Dee.
Yasmin, yay! Finally, it's my turn to ask you questions.
Okay.
So, my question for you is what motivates you to continue your life? Maybe we know you are a successful woman. Maybe there is something that push you in your everyday life.
I think what pushes me is sometimes got to do with being adventurous, trying something new. As you all know, I'm in a new um, working arrangement now, work life now. That's been very exciting. I think I'm also very inquisitive. I'm always up for something that I have not tried before, or I think I can have enough experience and skill sets to make it better. So I think that keeps me motivated, knowing like sometimes solve problems that I would never think of that would happen. That keep that keeps life in general motivating and exciting. Does that help?
Yay! Expected from Yasmin a very inspiring and motivated answer as always.
I hope it does justice to the short answer.
Okay, great.
Next,
Good. Did you guys ask anything that you guys want to ask? Is that
Yeah.
anything that's all from you guys?
Yep.
Okay, so you may bid goodbye to the audience. It's very nice meeting you guys today. Thank you for being here. Bye bye, Dija
Bye.
and also Nasuha. Okay, we move on to our next pair, Yasmin. We have Mufazira and also you've met this one before, Nina.
Hi, Yasmin.
that's a
It's so
nice
good to see you
one.
again. Hi,
Hi.
everyone who don't know me. I am Nina. I hosted one of the episode of Sembang Alam before this. It's just me talking. I'm there. It was such a nice time. I enjoyed the talk.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm here today as Sembang Alam's writer and assistant director. So, as usual, I have a question for you. I'm always curious about how you got to your point of life. Very successful, very strong, very inspiring. So, my question for you is so everyone has their own belief system, right? Everyone believes in something, or at least they have core values that they go by in life. So my question is, what is the belief system that you rely on to keep going?
Um, I think I rely on several beliefs. I think the first one is probably about not doing harm to others if you don't want others to do harm to you. So how I interpret it in my daily life is how I embed a lot of humility in the work that I do. I embed a lot of respect, no matter who I'm to or who I'm engaging with. Um, I think these values are important. Um, Keep me not just going in my daily life, but also in terms of a lot of the work that I do. not that. Yeah, I think these would be some of the guiding values that form my belief system, Nina.
Thank you for the insightful answer. I really loved hearing it. So, Mufa, you want to go next?
Hi, hi Yasmin. I'm Mufazira. I'm one of the backend Sembang Alam, and I'm in charge in graphic designer and assistant studio director. So I want to ask you, how do you cope with your stress? I mean, like everyone have their own stress, and how do you cope with the stress?
I cope with it. I mean, it's sometimes some situations you have to go through, and as I mentioned before, I try to recover from stress. Actually, when I'm in stress, I think the most important thing I think of is how to bounce back from being unstressed. Either how to solve the problem if that's the cause of my stress, or tuning myself out completely, because I don't believe in spending too much time angry, depressed, or sad because you're stressed. Your brain and your time is probably more important, or more importantly spent doing something good or positive. So how do I cope? I go through it. I bounce back faster. I try to cycle myself that, I can do a million other things to overcome my stress. That whatever problems I face, if it's not solvable immediately, it can be solvable, in the midterm. That's how I look at coping.
I hope I can use your tips for me to cope my stress
It
also.
works.
Thank
I
you.
hope it works.
Right, thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Yasmin.
Thank you, Yasmin. So, Krista?
Are you guys done? Nina was so excited. I didn't get to excuse myself. I was just slowly backing down.
I'm sorry, Jennifer.
You're very excited to ask your question, huh, Nina?
Yes, definitely.
Wow.
And Mufa, I hope Yasmin's answer can be an inspiration for you to release your stress sometimes. Because,
Yeah, I
yeah,
hope. Yeah,
You guys
I
are
think I can use
young to
Yasmin's
be
tips.
stressing out so much. You guys at the point of your life where you should be enjoying all sorts of things.
yeah, it
Yeah,
is. It is a
and
matter
that's
of
true.
living life to the fullest. Well, I hope Mufa and Nina can, venture outside and live your life to the fullest. Like I said before, I hope you guys will be happier in the next moments of your life. So,
Yeah.
bye. Goodbye to the
Bye
audience. Bye
bye.
bye. Okay. Now, before this first segment ends, we have another pair. This is, let's give a big round of applause for Kuswatun and also Muazza. Hi, Muaz.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you guys for your
I
catch up session.
Hi, guys.
okay. So hi, I'm Muaz. I am one of the team in backend of Riang. So I'm studio director and also the content team. So Yasmin, I have one question for you. If you can turn back time, what would you change in your life that you have now?
Nothing. Nothing. I don't know if I change something, I probably won't be where I am today. So I don't think there's anything
Uh-oh.
I would change.
Maybe you have some regret of doing, you know.
Yeah, I have regrets, but not that bad that I want to change it. I'm glad I went through it. So yeah, there's nothing I would change really. I'm quite happy where what I've become. I hope it gets better.
Okay,
Okay.
it's my turn.
Sorry.
It's my turn.
Okay. Take it.
Hi, Yasmin.
Hi,
Can you hear
Kuswa.
me?
Yes, can hear you fine.
Okay. I'm Kuswatun, one of the content writer and also assistant studio director for Sembang Alam. So actually, I have two questions, but it relates to one another. So my
Mm-hmm.
question is, when do you feel like you are a bad person, and how do you actually overcome those feelings when you feel like you are a bad person? Or
Mm,
have you ever feel like you are a bad person?
yes, I feel like a bad person when I get angry at my kids. Like I feel like I'm such a bad mom. But I overcome these reading more worse stuff about worse moms out there, so I don't feel so bad. I think I think I think every mother um get stresses out at home with the kids or blows up. Like
Yeah,
I don't know. I do. I'm sure I don't know if your mom does that, has ever done that to you. And I feel really,
often.
really bad. Yeah, I feel really bad if I scold them or whatever, and I make up for it later with I bribe them with ice cream or something. But um yeah, I don't like being that person when I'm angry. Um but sometimes it's a spur of the moment, when you've got so many things in your head, it's just like a little. So I feel really, really bad when that happens. Because nobody really deserves to see that part of me. Nobody really needs to experience that part of me because it wasn't really a nice part of me. And I overcome it by, like I said, either bribing or, of course, like saying, saying sorry, apologizing. That I, for a moment there, became someone I didn't like. That's how I would.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You, you know what Yasmin? Sometimes nice people even can turn into a monster, right? So it's
Yeah,
okay to be nice,
I think there's
or
a
like
monster in every one of us,
mm,
whether it's a big monster or a small monster.
yeah, he only like big one or the small one. Okay,
Yeah,
so I think
satisfied with the question? Answers?
Yeah.
I heard someone. Um,
Are you
oh,
guys
there's
done with
someone.
your question?
Answers?
Is that all? I'm
Yes,
back.
Are you done?
I'm back. Yeah,
Okay.
I think what Kuswatun asked just now, it really, I mean, it hits home. It's just sometimes we want to project ourselves in the public being perfect and being nice all the time that we forget that people do make mistakes. People, yeah, sometimes we are bad in our own ways. It's not like we're a criminal, it's just that we make wrong choices. And I
true
think what
indeed.
Yasmin said before is very modest and very humble. It is something that everyone should have looked up to, because sometimes people, they forget to reflect themselves because they feel entitled and they feel like, yeah, I'm perfect in every way. So what you said really makes sense, and thank you for that. Thank you for Kuswatun and Muaz for asking such
Thank you.
mind-blowing
Bye
questions, and it's
bye.
a very eye-opener. Bye-bye, Kuswatun and Muaz, till we meet again. Okay, Yasmin, before we go on a short break, I want to ask, how are you enjoying this session so far? Is everything okay? Are you excited to meet more people after this?
Yes, I am, although I'm not sure who the surprise persons are, but yeah, let's go for a break and come back for more.
Okay, so I'm gonna remove you from the screen for a while and I'm gonna make some announcements as usual. Meet you after the break, Yasmin. Bye bye.
Bye.
Hoot hoot. Yay. So, yeah, you guys are stuck with me again. I'm back, Casper, with more announcements to make. Although I think you guys might have already predicted what am I going to you guys today. Yes, it's my time. Finally, my time to shine. Okay, so the first announcement that I'm going to give you guys for today is Hello? Hoot, hoot. Oh my god, I think the connection in the jungle is very, very low, huh? I seem to lag. Okay, guys, so here it is. Cleflix, yet again, the world untold as it's been announced previous episodes before. What? Still checking my internet connection. Oh dear God. So, if this is your first session with us, welcome all. Welcome one, welcome all. This is me again advertising Cleflix like the first time before. This is our platform in advertising. I'm sorry for the lack of So I'm sorry for the lack of internet. Yes, I'm back at it again. Finally. Oh God, it is very, very hard living as a protege. I don't have a very good internet connection. I have to scare away ghosts and everything. Oh wow, am I good to go? Okay, so I'm sorry again for the technical difficulties. So while we give Yasmin some room to take a breather, I'm back at it again to remind all of you our programs that are taking place here in EcoKnights. If this is your first session with us, welcome aboard as we introduce you to Cleflix. Cleflix is Malaysia's one-stop online platform for screening environmental and community films. This initiative is a digital maneuver from the physical component of the International Kuala Lumpur Eco Film Fest, or commonly known as CLEF. The streaming service on Cleflix offers a convenient way to witness the happenings around the world and what is currently being done to mitigate various climate issues. So, bored of your usual screening platform? Why not give Cleflix a try? This is your chance to widen your perspective on environmental issues with mesmerizing films by both local and international filmmakers. Subscribe now for free or enjoy many more benefits with premium membership for only 19 ringgit 90 cents. And we also have added a new feature now, which is Malay subtitles, like I mentioned in the previous episode, for us to reach a bigger audience. So why are you guys still hesitating? Subscribe now. And speaking of Malay subtitles, I got a lot of feedback for Casper's Malay version last week. So here goes nothing. Be ready, guys. Selamat malam dan salam sejahtera para penonton Bahasa Jiwa Bangsa, maka Casper kembali lagi berbahasa Melayu untuk anda semua. Seperti minggu sebelumnya, Casper di sini untuk mengiklankan Anugerah Hijau. Anugerah Hijau merupakan sebuah program tahunan yang dianjurkan oleh EcoKnights dengan kerjasama River of Life KL, DBKL, Clear dan Jabatan Alam Sekitar KL untuk membangkitkan rasa cinta terhadap sungai dalam kalangan para pelajar, guru, pentadbir sekolah dan organisasi kerajaan. Tema untuk Anugerah Hijau tahun ini ialah Generasi Kreatif untuk Sungai Kelang dan terbuka kepada sekolah rendah kategori sisa keseni dan sekolah menengah kategori ajak bersajak. Bukan itu sahaja, berita baik untuk semua peserta. Tarikh penyertaan ditutup telah dilanjutkan sehingga 24 hari bulan Julai. Sertai dan berpeluang memenangi hadiah menarik. Untuk maklumat lanjut, boleh layari laman web www.anugerahhijau.my. That was really tough with all the internet connection and all. I'm glad that I can pull it off. I'm sorry for all the technical difficulties. I hope it didn't bother you for staying and tuning on with us. I will make sure that it won't happen again. I'll make sure that the area of this connection is ghost free, and I hope I'm getting better than the previous episodes. So I think it is time to call Yasmin back on screen. Hoot hoot, Yasmin.
Hi.
Hello there. Nice to see you again. I thought I won't be seeing you.
Yeah, I thought I will be seeing you too.
Oh God, so sorry for the technical difficulties, So we're going to move on to our next segment, which is your first times. So here we have a set of questions in which you need to answer honestly and maybe you want to share with us your, maybe there's a story behind it, or you have something to, like, enlighten the viewers. So without further ado, this is your first question. What is your first job?
Mm, well, my first job right after high school was actually working in a dispensary, like a pharmacy. And then
Oh,
at university, my
uh-huh.
job at the library, I was the checkout girl. And when I graduated from university, my first job was at WWF as a scientific officer.
Oh, interesting. Wow. That's a lot of accomplishment for first jobs. My first job was just chasing mice for G. Yeah, I've been flying around trying to catch mice. That's all I do. So the second question for this segment is, what is your first thought for today? Like you're waking up, something that you thought of.
The first thought I had this morning was to be productive. So I needed to finish some work. I needed to clean the house. I need to get some errands done. So yeah, the first thing I did this morning was organize my whole Sunday.
Yeah, that's very amazing, I think, because for me, I just do anything that I want to do. It's very impromptu. I rarely organize myself, maybe because I'm an owl. But okay, let's move on. The next question is, what is the first thing you do when you wake up from bed? Like, do you get a coffee or you go greet your family?
First thing I do when I wake up is roll over and take a peek at my, and then I'll get up and go get some. I don't drink coffee first thing in the morning. I get
Oh,
big glass of water first and then coffee.
well, like they say, hydration is the key.
Hmm.
This one is a bit, I don't know if you're involved in this, but let's try. When was your first time you got into a fight?
Like a physical fight.
Yeah, like a fist fight or something. You must have been rebellious back in the days.
I was rebellious, but I wasn't that rebellious or that dumb to get into a fist fight. So I've never been in a fist fight.
When you say you're not dumb enough to get involved in a fist fight, define why do you think so? Like, why do people use physical
I don't
measures
want
to
to get
solve
hurt.
problems?
I don't want to get hurt. I don't worth getting hurt or injured or injuring someone. And normally I think I can reason out an argument before it escalates to a fight. So I've never ever came close to needing to fight anyone.
I see.
Maybe I fight from week
Uh-huh.
to week, but like I don't see a need for physical fight. So I never got
From
into that kind of situations where I needed to fight someone physically.
Oh, judging from your answer, I think you're a very warm and a very sensitive person. So this is maybe going to pull your heartstrings. When is your first heartbreak?
Um, when, like, how old was I?
Yeah, maybe how old or what condition was you on? Like, was it in high school? Was it in university?
No, it was it was with this guy when I was actually maybe it was two guys, but
Oh,
either um 18 um before I left for university in the US, so I was going out with this guy
uh-huh.
and I had to leave. I had to leave for the US. So I we didn't think it was worth continuing a long distance relationship. So
I
that
see.
got me heartbroken for a
Yeah,
bit.
managing a long distance relationship is hard, but I hope you're doing fine now. So you mentioned that you're a rebellious person. So I want to ask, when is the first time you break important rules? Like, do you remember breaking any rules?
Maybe as young as I was 4. I don't know. I think I broke
Wow.
And then I broke bigger rules as I grew older. Yeah, I
So,
do break a lot of rules.
in sense, do you think that someone who break rules won't be successful, or those who are prim and proper will grow up big or something?
No,
How do you feel about that?
I don't think being successful is determined by whether you break rules or not, or whether you're a goody two shoes. I think it's more than that. So, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of dig that.
Yeah.
So let's go for some realistic questions now. What do you buy with your first salary?
Nothing important.
Nothing important. They say
Oh,
that the
food.
first salary you like, I mean, like most of the people with their first salary, they cherish it because it's from
I
blood,
kept
sweat,
it in
and
the
tears.
bank. I kept it in the bank. I don't
Oh,
know. I don't know. Why must you buy something just because you got your first salary? I don't understand that.
oh, so you feel like the need to save it for future investment.
No, I didn't say I was investing it, but if it's something I need, I'll buy it. But I won't buy something just because I got my first salary. No.
I see. Okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting mindset. So let's doodle around with your memories. And where is your first foreign country you ever visited?
The US.
The US. Do you enjoy it? Is,
Yeah,
do
I
you
did.
have any interesting stories
Five,
to
six
share
years
with us?
there. I went to high school there for senior high school. I went to university there. So I spent 5 years, 5 years plus over there. I loved it. I don't think I
Okay.
love it now, but I loved it back then
Why don't you love it now?
because of the situation it's in.
Okay, makes sense. And I don't know if you remember this, but what is the first gift you ever received during childhood? Like, okay, maybe not the first gift, maybe something that you received in your childhood and you cherished it, like there's an important memory behind it. Do you have
Mm,
any?
uh, I don't remember the first gift, but I, I guess I cherished my Barbie dolls a lot. I cherished it so
Oh,
much that I kept it all until my daughters were big enough and I gave it to them.
wow. It's like you're turning them down, like, yeah, it's something that they can cherish afterwards. Do
Well,
they
I
still keep it now?
know I cherished it because I think they cut the hair and all that, but um, I did. I cherished it. So
Yeah, it's the memories that matters. And you mentioned that you don't understand why people would want to buy something out of their first salary, right? So here's a question for you. What is the first thing you bought with your own money that you feel like a major waste of it? Like
makeup,
you regret.
hand, makeup
I'm
and hand.
sorry. Oh, why do you feel like it's a major waste? I mean, it's self-treat, isn't it?
Yeah, I buy it because
Mm-hmm.
I think I need it, and then I realize I don't know how to use it. And then bags, like I think bags sometimes are also peer pressure. And then I
Oh,
realize I really don't really know how to take care of bags anyway. It's really like something to just put stuff in it. So to spend that much on a bag, for me personally,
yeah.
I'm sure everyone has their own reasons, but for me, it's like if I want to put stuff in, I can use just about anything, right? Not
Mm-hmm.
really an expensive bag. So yeah, so sometimes when I splurge on it because I think I need it, and then I realize, oh, such a dumb thing to do. Those are two things.
Yeah, from your answer so far, I think you're very independent. You're a very strong woman. So I guess you might have tried lots of new and first things by your own. So I want to ask, what is the first dish you ever cooked? Like you're very proud of that dish, not like some try and errors, omelette or something. It's like it's an actual dish that you ever cooked.
I think it was like during Raya in my junior year of university. So it was like my third year in university, and we had I think it was like only 3 Malaysians in my university. So we thought
Mhm.
we'll do something Malaysian, very Raya-ish by cooking. So I found some recipe online. I think it was turmeric chicken, and I cooked that. And surprisingly, it menjadi. Like I,
Oh,
because back then I just like really didn't cook, but it turned out all right.
okay, yeah. Wow, that's great. Okay, so this is the last question that I have for you. Unfortunately, before we move on to the next question, it still revolves on food because, yeah, I'm kind of hungry right now. So, what is your first vegan food that you ate? Do you remember where
No,
or when?
I don't know, vegan, but vegetarian. I think I always had it when I was a kid. My first
Oh,
vegan food. No, I don't remember my first one, but I remember the last one I had. And
oh, what is it?
it was at Salas at Sri Hatamas. It was awesome. And I think I went
Mm.
there with the EcoKnights team too for a
That sounds
vegan.
great. Yeah, maybe I could fly down and try it also. So I think that's the last question that I have for your first time segment. It was invented to know you more personally, and I think I can structure what kind of a person you are, and I still think highly of you based on your answers and such. So into our next segment, which is Ask Me Anything Part 2. So we have two people that might look the same but is not. I present to you the Faras.
The Faras?
Hi, Yasmin. Can you hear us? Hello, hello,
Hi,
hello.
Yasmin.
Okay, hi. We come in pairs, guys. One apa ni, buy one free one. Okay, hi everyone. I'm Fara A. I'm the digital content officer of EcoKnights and also the producer of Sembang Alam.
Hi, Yasmin and everyone. I'm Faradi, and currently I'm leading public outreach pillar. And tonight I'm the guest of Sembang Alam.
Itulah, we are the Faras kan. Kita Fara A, Fara D.
Yeah,
Tapi B and C
B
tak
and
ada
C
lagi.
ada lagi.
Okay, anyway, sorry. Back.
Lawak bodoh.
Okay, anyway, so we'll start with the question. I'll go first. So Yasmin, what I'm curious to know more of is, you know how everyone have insecurities that they feel, right? So I want to know, like, do you have anything that you think, that your insecurities that you feel or something, the areas that you're lacking of, are you aware of it? And also, how do you overcome it so that you don't fully succumb to it when it comes? Yeah.
That's a deep question, Farah. Yes, I do go through a lot of insecurities. Sometimes once a day, if not more than once. And I think as much as it sucks to feel insecure or to be in a situation where it triggers your insecurities, I think more importantly is to be in the realization that there are a lot of people out there that are in the same boat as we are. Um, and to not be too fixated with these insecurities and use these insecurities as an opportunity to face, I don't know, fears or challenges that are getting you to go out there and do something. So whether you feel you're not smart enough, um, I guess the immediate logical thing that I would do is work out how to be smarter or work out to be, yeah, to champion certain things. That's how I would deal with it. But then it doesn't really stop other new insecurities from popping in into your life.
Yeah.
And I
It's
think
like
that's
a constant mental exercise, right? Mm.
yeah, But I think it's normal. If you're not insecure about yourself, then you feel like you're king of the world, and you're, you know, it's I think it makes sense. You know, everyone just has a little bit about themselves that's a little bit insecure.
Yep. Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
Yasmin, you are you have a very strong personality, and also you are very brave in making decision. So I was like wondering, do you have what's your biggest fear, and why is that so?
Uh, my biggest fear, I have many fears. I think the biggest fear of all would be what you said, like fear of making the wrong decision. But I think how I've overcome it is to look at being informed before I make any decisions and not let fear always be the obstacle to exploring new things, to venturing into new adventures. I think fear is good. Fear makes you be on your toes. Fear makes you alert to maybe calculate your risk, to think about things you've never thought before. But you need to also be able to be brave enough to overcome some of these fears. Because I'm not the kind that would be happy dealing with later on. Oh, what if I did this? What if I did that? Or later, I wish I did that. Like I think sometimes fear takes the best out of us and takes the best moments out of us to explore. I try not to let fear conquer me too much, but I do go through it. I do go through it like anyone else. Just I don't talk about it maybe.
Always like better to try than dwell on what if.
Yeah, and if you fail, you fail. Life is
Learn from it. That's life.
you can fail privately. No one needs to know, but hopefully you don't fail massively. But I think failure is inevitable. Failure is always the next step to tasting the fruit of success.
Yeah. Thanks, Yasmin. Really appreciate that.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's the question from us. More questions next. Yeah.
Thank you, the Faras, for such, I don't know, that's a very deep question. So you may bid goodbye to the audience now before I call in the other two guests. Bye bye, Faras! Okay, now we move on to the last pair for this segment. Give a round of applause to Fatiah and also Aaron. I'll leave the floor to you guys to catch up. Bye.
Hi.
Amazing.
Hi. We're good. I'm good.
I missed you guys.
Yes. I miss you too.
We've missed you
Okay.
too. It's been too long.
Yes.
Yes.
They saved the best for the last for a reason.
Visual.
Both of us.
So, okay, first of all, hi, my name is Aaron, and I was an ex-intern in EcoKnights during 2017, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's like 3 years ago. That's crazy. That's
You guys have
crazy.
grown.
Oh, and fabulous. Getting more fabulous, of course.
Definitely. You look more fabulous, Aaron.
Thank you. So, let's cut to the chase. The questions. So, I'll go first. So, okay, Yasmin, I see that you're like a challenge kind of person who likes to take up a challenge. Do you like to take up a challenge?
For you, Aaron, yes.
Well, same, because I love a good challenge.
Fatiah, am I into something bad?
No, but as a woman in a career, basically a lot of careers are predominantly male, right? So what were some of the challenges you faced as a woman in your career specifically?
I think one of the challenges I face, and this is just could be in my head, is I couldn't fit into a stereotypical role for most of the people that I meet. my name, my face,
Mm.
whatever, like whatever people judge you on a piece of paper somehow doesn't match what they see in reality, or whatever
Yeah.
they have in their mind. So that's a challenge, and I think it's a pretty sucky challenge when people
It
are
is.
judging you before they even get to know you.
Yeah.
So I thought that was like, dude, it wasn't even about what you have in your brains. It wasn't even about what you have to offer. It was just about
Yeah.
how you look or how you did not fit into what they stereotypically was assuming of you. So apart from that, all the other things I think was a walk in the park. It's just that
Yeah.
it sucks that people just judge.
Make a judgment based on
Yeah.
how you look
Based on
based on not even knowing me.
exactly
but
just
you've
from your
always proven them
name.
wrong. Yeah. Or even
Just
just
from your
from her name,
name.
yeah.
They'll be like, oh, this person has to be like, some
Disciplinary.
people for me, some people would say like, oh, this person must be like nice or like professional. But some in real life you can see me as someone who's like really different, which can be, oh yes, fabulous, of course. But most importantly, I think when people put a perspective on you and they expect you to fulfill the perspective, but when you shock them, they feel so, how to say, offended in a way and threatened. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how also in general people would like to box you up in society. Like you have to fit into boxes. And I think when you're a very strong individual and you can't put yourself in any of the boxes, you run the risk of, people trying to fit you in, but you're all across those boxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is pretty much what society still is today as well. If you look at the kind of like religious or gender issues that's happening in the world, it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, it's sad that we're in the area of globalization. We want things to be seamless across the globe, but we can't even accept humanity for who we are.
Yeah.
And whether it's skin color or ethnicity, it's. I mean, we've got to get over this.
People are quick to put label on things,
Yeah. And sadly, I think that's here to stay for a while. So
Exactly.
anyway,
Preach
enough of
that.
sad stuff.
Yeah. Moving on to Fatiah. Fatiah, you have a
Okay.
question, right?
Yeah. So hi everyone, my name is Nurul Fatiah. I also was an intern back in 2017, and I would also consider myself a permanent volunteer at EcoKnights. Yeah. Okay. So my question.
Here and friends forever.
Permanent volunteer and friends forever. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I love everyone there. Okay. So my question to you is actually, it might be a bit of like an interview question, but really not. Because since I started in 2017 and since EcoKnights started in 2005, like it has grown so much, right? It looked different from like back in 2005 or even back in 2017. And even this year, like EcoKnights has grown so much. And I mean, it looks different, right? So where do you see EcoKnights in 10 years? Where do you foresee EcoKnights in 10 years? Yeah.
That's hard to say, yeah. Like, I want to say I want to see us bigger, but not bigger in size, in number of people. Not necessarily that. I say I want to see bigger in terms of our reach and our impact. So 10 years is still quite a short time. So I think we'll still be around. But if you start to like 20, 30 years, I would like to think that by then EcoKnights hopefully would be working toward its obsolescence. And that's because I think give and take 30 years should be a time where Malaysians are better in terms of attitude, practice, and effort towards sustainable living. I think maybe that's a bit too being wishful thinking, that 30 years we'll get to that point where we will all live, breathe, and eat sustainably. But that's how I see it. Like if we're doing a great job in this country, technically Malaysians don't really need us, So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, definitely
Yeah.
growing, not like in sizes in number of people, but growing in its strength and its impact. Yeah.
But I think it's
Yeah.
not wishful thinking in a sense, because people are having the conversation about climate change, about living sustainably, and I think
Yeah.
with the reach of social media, like people are more aware now.
Definitely.
So I
Yeah.
definitely don't think it's wishful thinking. I think we'll get there eventually. But yeah. Oh,
And
thank you
it's
so
a
much.
generational thing as well.
Yeah, I do
Like it's
agree.
gonna be
Yeah.
passed down.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. I think that's all we have for
Yeah,
you,
that's all for
Yasmin.
today. They saved the best for last. So
Yeah. So yeah.
Thank you
Oh,
so much,
Casper's here.
Yeah, I'm back. So you guys had a very nice catch-up session, I would say.
yeah,
Yes, we certainly did.
And
Well,
yes, Queen, you're
Fatiah,
fabulous.
yes.
well, all your best in your PhD.
Oh, thank you so much. And I was so proud to see you publish your paper. I just wanted to put in there, Yasmin published the paper. I was so happy.
Thank you. It's so
Oh my
exciting.
God, good
Aaron,
luck.
I'm still stalking your IG. Please keep those wonderful pictures coming.
Of
And
course. And keep up with the stories, girl. I'm
yeah,
always there
definitely,
too.
definitely. If you come to KL, you better come look my ass up.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course.
Okay, Queens, I think you need to bid goodbye now. Thank you very much for joining us today. Bye,
Bye.
Erin. Bye, Fatiah.
Bye.
Okay, Yasmin, I said that they are the last pair, but we still have some things in stock for you.
Okay, give it to me.
Uh-oh, we're not ending yet. We have some questions submitted to you anonymously, and this is the first question.
Anonymously.
Yes, and you have to guess who they are. So the first question is, I'm sorry.
Someone with more than 20 years career and hopefully more professional years ahead of you. What is your advice to anyone about setting long-term goals? So I'm supposed to guess who asked me this question.
But first, you need to answer it, and then after that, we'll proceed to guessing who submitted that question.
Okay, sorry. The question was about what am I going to do in the next 20 years?
Yes, this I'll publish the question again. Wait, I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. So, as someone with more than 20 years career and hopefully more professional years ahead of you, what is your advice to anyone about setting long-term goals? So that is the question. Maybe you have an insight who would ask the question, but you may answer it first.
I don't have an actual answer for that because coming from a girl who at 10 years old wanted to be a bus conductor. So I don't think I'm the best person to talk to about setting long-term goals. I went a lot in my life following my intuition and my heart, and being very brave and being very, I think, adventurous and taking up a lot of opportunities and exploring things. So I I I wasn't setting up goals when I was 18, 20, or 25. Where I am today is a lot of just following my heart. So in the next 20 years, let's see where my heart takes me to.
Okay, that's fascinating. Who do you think submitted this question?
Amle,
You sure? Do you want to lock that answer?
not sure. Don't you have A, B, C, D for me?
Fortunately, that's badly.
I know, right? So serious. I didn't want to
Do,
get you.
do you want to introduce to the audience who this person is and why did he submitted such questions to you?
I don't know why he submitted such a serious question, but Fali is a very, very, very dear friend.
Which
And
in lady community work which dominated by men.
what's that sound?
I'm sorry, it must be glitching again. This is supposed to be the next question. You were saying?
I forgot what I was going to say. Can we move to the next question?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so the next question is, what is the biggest challenge in doing community work which is dominant by men?
No challenge. I mean, whatever challenge I face, because I'm female, woman, non-conservative looking, those are everyday challenges, but I wouldn't say those are big challenges. And I don't think community work is dominated by men. I beg to differ.
Oh, I see.
Who asked me this question?
Can you guess who asked this question?
Nabila? I don't
Do you
know.
lock the answer? No, unfortunately, it's M.
But now I see where that question came from.
Who is M to you, actually? Like,
M was an
introduce
intern.
him to the audience.
M was an intern before, and he became a staff, and he heads the restoration, rehab, and conservation team. I'm really proud of M. From watching him, I guess, grow into a niche area in EcoKnights for river conservation. So I've got really high hopes for M to be an expert in all our river work now, very soon.
Okay, that's very heartwarming. So we have the next question, which is, so the next question that submitted anonymously is, oh God. Did you catch that?
Oh dear, what's happening?
Okay, so the next question is, what is your advice to the young people who want to do something for themselves and the world? This
Learn,
is the second last question that we have today.
learn a lot, be open to knowledge, be open to advisors, have a open mind, don't be judgmental, be accepting of people, be humble, all those good stuff. I think those are important characteristics or traits that will take you further in the world. Education is important as well, but more important than education is being able to use education to solve things in life. I think that's sufficient.
Okay, yeah, that's a very good answer. I keep that in mind. So, do you want to have a guess who asked this question?
I know, I saw his picture.
Oh God. Very sorry for the glitch. So let's move on and reveal the answer. The answer for this person is it's Shafiq.
Yeah, and I think you've got a question from my husband too, is it?
Let's just move on if you already saw. So the next question is, which of your demons haunts you the most?
Oh, um, temper, anger, maybe, and sadness. I think these three
Oh,
things haunt me the most.
oh, I hope you're doing fine from time to time. And yes, you guessed it right. This question was from your husband.
Yeah,
He
he's
asked
always
you that
asking me to
question.
fight my demons.
Oh, I hope we can all improve to be better person. It's okay to have demons in ourselves. It's just a matter of life, I guess. Self-growth.
No, I think it's better not to have demons.
Really? Okay. Well, I beg to differ, but that's fine. That's totally fine. It's your personal opinion, and that marks the end for today's segment, today's session. That is all that we have for you today.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, so you may want to bid goodbye to the audience before I remove you from the screen, or do you have any final words for the women out there or anyone in general?
Well, nothing apart from have a good night. Tomorrow is Monday morning, and hopefully everyone gets a great start to a wonderful week. And I'll catch you guys next weekend.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us today, Yasmin. It's been wonderful to have a session with you. I really appreciate you coming here tonight. Thank you and have a good night, Yasmin. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, that is all that we have for you today. I'm very sorry for all the technical problems, all the glitchings. We promise to improve for the better in the next episodes that we have in the near future. I hope you guys will tune in and keep on streaming to us every Sunday as usual at 10 p.m. So that marks the end for today. Bye.